Welcome back to the next video in the top 10 series, this time looking at right wingers. If you missed the previous videos, check the description below. At number 10 is Joe Pavelski. The 39-year-old is playing arguably the best hockey of his career and is a big piece of the Dallas hockey resurgence. Father Time comes for most of us, but not Joe Pavelski. He's still the undisputed king of tipping pucks, and his game relies more on his hockey IQ and decision making than it does on his physical tools, so he might continue this level of play into his early 40s. With 17 cupless seasons behind him, you know Joe is hungry for a cup. At number 9 is Andrei Svechnikov. Point totals don't tell the whole story of Svech. The 6'3" power forward plays with physicality and is also one of the fastest players in the league. When the points aren't flowing, Svechnikov still plays a strong 200-foot game and brings an infectious energy that spreads to the rest of the Canes lineup. After going down to injury last season, you could see the trickle-down effect it had throughout the Canes' top 6 forwards. With a successful knee surgery behind him, he's going to bounce back in a big way this year. At number 8 is Jake Guentzel. Say it with me, Jake Guentzel is not a product of Sidney Crosby. Playing on Crosby's wing is a gift and a curse. A gift because you have one of the best playmakers ever sending you the sauce, and a curse because people will downplay your achievements because of it. With the way people talk about him, you'd think he was the next iteration of Chris Kunitz, and that's just wrong. In fact, Guentzel's stats when playing without Crosby are just as good as with. His annual contract value of $6 million is among the best in the league. At number 7 is William Nylander. The 27-year-old is entering the final year of his current contract and will be looking to play out of his mind to secure a new bag. While I do think he could get the $10 million per year that he desires on the open market, I also think it would be a mistake for the Leafs to throw another contract that big into an already top-heavy lineup. Look for Nylander to have a similar year to last season, and we'll see what sweater he's wearing when the dust settles. At number 6 is Mark Stone. His games missed list is starting to look like a CVS receipt, but that doesn't matter. He showed up when his team needed him. The Vegas captain brought his team to the promised land last season with a Stanley Cup win. When healthy, Stone plays at around a point per game and plays better defense than most defensemen. I almost docked him points for the repulsive knob that he constructs on top of his twig, but I can't argue the results. At number 5 is Mitch Marner. Right wing in the NHL is stacked, and this is where it starts to show. I have Marner in the same tier as the other 4 guys ahead of him, but couldn't justify ranking him over them. In his current form, Marner is good for mid to high 90s points, elite defense, and elite penalty killing. He finished 3rd in Selke voting last year. I can't believe that I'm still seeing Toronto fans that think their 95-point Selke finalist winger is the weak link and should be traded. At number 4 is Mikko Rantanen. When the Avs caught the injury bug last season, Mikko strapped on his backpack and carried them through, playing all 82 games and potting 55 goals. In the past 2 seasons, he's rounded out his high-skill game with a physical aspect. Finally realizing that he's 6'4", Rantanen has begun bullying players off the puck with regularity, a part of his game that eluded him in his earlier years. I think his career-high shooting percentage comes down a little, and a 45-goal projection this season feels about right. At number 3 is David Pastrnak. With an absurd 61-goal season that eclipsed his previous high of 48, Pasta has earned a place in the top 3. Only 4 other active players have a 60-goal season to their name, emphasizing how exclusive this club is. That said, he just lost his Hall of Fame center Patrice Bergeron and is now skating with Pavel Zacha in the middle. This change will affect his play in all 3 zones, but he's one of the best and will still find ways to get it done. At number 2 is Matthew Tkachuk. His official position is listed as left wing by a lot of sources, but he's predominantly played right wing for the past 2 seasons. Tkachuk posted over 100 points in back-to-back seasons on 2 different teams with completely different line mates. You can't call it a fluke anymore. He also proved in the playoffs that he has ice in his veins and can be counted on during the big moments. You know what you're going to get consistently from Tkachuk. Every game he'll play physical, be a pest in front of the net, put up a point or 2, and slob on his mouthpiece while doing it. At number 1 is Nikita Kucherov. I get it, a lot of people are going to want to put Pastrnak or Tkachuk ahead of him, and I just can't do that. Kucherov has been the best player on the best team of the past 5 years, and yes, that includes Victor Hedman. I mean, just look at his point per game totals during that stretch. He's a lock for 30 to 40 goals and 110 points, and excluding last season with an early exit, he's been dominant in the playoffs. At 30 years old, I don't expect him to start declining yet, and he's going to remind some people this year how good he is. Like I said, right wing is stacked and some tough decisions had to be made. A lot of the guys that I feel are incredibly underrated were close to making the cut and might find themselves on this list later in the season. Let me know in the comments who you think I ranked too high or who you think I ranked too low. As always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I will be uploading regularly throughout the season.